Good morning, guys. This is reading day NTI 23. So, welcome to today's read with me. Today, we're going to read The Boy with Buttery Hands by W.M. Akers. All right. And this is a photograph of a stick of butter. So, on this printout, it's kind of hard to see. It was on a rainy afternoon in mid-July when Johnny learned not to cover his hands in butter. He was stuck in a summer funk, too bored to try to find any way to relieve his boredom, too sleepy to get off the couch. He finally found the energy to haul himself to his feet and clumped down the hallway to the kitchen. He wasn't hungry, but he figured he might as well look at some food. The hallway that ran down the middle of their house was long, with a wood floor that was perfect for toy cars or sliding and sock-footed feet. But on a rainy summer day, Johnny didn't even have it in him to slide down the hall. If you guys ever felt that way? There was nothing he wanted to eat in the pantry and nothing in the fridge. He was about to give up and return to the sofa when he spied the butter sitting out in a butter dish beside the bread box. Softened by the summer humidity, it glistened under the stove light. Now that, Johnny thought, is something a boy could have fun with. He flopped onto the floor, peeled off his socks, and began applying the butter. He slathered it onto his feet and hands, rubbing it in like a car collector polishing a prized classic. Have you guys ever put butter on your feet? Once his feet were thoroughly slippery, he stood up and walked slowly to the hallway, taking care to put his feet straight down, lest he slip and fall on his face. He stared down the long hallway, spit on his hands, rubbed them together, and grabbed a hold of the door frame. He leaned back and then yanked himself forward, hoping to launch himself down the hall like an Olympic ski jumper. Instead, he fell on his face. "Ow!" he said, and tried to stand up. He failed, slipping and falling again. By bracing himself in the middle of the door jamb, he was able to push himself to his feet. Walking carefully again, he returned to the kitchen bruised, thirsty, and covered in butter. There was something slightly odd about the way that Johnny drank water. Ever since he was little, he preferred not to drink out of glasses. Instead, he drank cold things out of mugs, because it made it hard for his mom to notice if he was drinking soda when he wasn't allowed. Kind of clever. Like everything else Johnny did, this drove his sister May crazy. "Why are you drinking juice out of that mug?" she would say. It's going to get all sticky. Use a glass like a normal person." She got particularly upset when she caught him drinking out of her favorite mug, a purple one, covered in glitter, which said "Best Friends Forever." May's best friend at camp had made it for her the previous summer, and she used it only on special occasions. Johnny thought this was stupid since he didn't know of any camp friends who stayed close for a whole year, much less forever. Still, he respected May's attachment to the mug and only used it when he wanted to make her angry, just like a brother. But today, Johnny wasn't thinking. If he had been, he probably wouldn't be covered in butter. He slipped and slid his way into the kitchen, desperate for some water, and reached for the first mug he saw. Wonder which mug he's going to get. It slipped through his fingers and shattered on the floor. Maybe May and her camp buddy would be best friends forever, but their mug was finished. "Oh, no," said Johnny. For nearly a full minute, he stared at the mug as if he could put it back together with his eyes. It didn't work. He flopped his way around the kitchen to the utility drawer and rummaged through it until he found the super glue. Like every tube of super glue in every drawer in the country, it had dried out, gotten crusty, and glued itself to the cabinet. "Oh, no," he said. He kept rummaging and finally found a jar of rubber cement. He scanned the fine print on the back of the label until he found the words "non-toxic." It would have to do. Johnny let himself fall to the ground, then scooched his way over to the shattered mug. Starting with the base, he searched for shards that would match the jagged angles around the handle. When he found one, he unscrewed the rubber cement, which is no easy task with his hands covered in butter. It was just like putting together a jigsaw puzzle. Johnny hated jigsaw puzzles. He worked piece by piece, getting rubber cement all over his face, hair, and hands, until he had finally assembled something that looked vaguely like a mug. Clutching it in both hands, he raised it back to the shelf and then walked as slowly as possible back to the living room. and the sofa. He had liked it better when he was bored. Okay. Have you guys ever found yourself in a position like Johnny? All right. So your questions today are your multiple choice questions. Like always, you want to find the support for every answer. So you want to underline it in the text. You can put the paragraph number next to the question and use the process of elimination / and trash to narrow down your correct answer. All right, so you're going to do that for all multiple choice questions. Then the short answer. What is slightly odd about the way Johnny drinks water? So this could be a restate an answer. You can underline the C. So whatever led you to your answer, you can underline that. You do not have to write it. So number 8 is just RA. Number 9, explain why the way that Johnny drinks water is important to the plot of the story. So this one you want to think about, why is it this odd way that he drinks water? How did that lead the events, or how did it contribute to the events in the story? So like because he drank water in this way, he did something. So this is just, let's see, your restate could be the way that Johnny drinks water is important to the plot of the story because, maybe. Just do your best on that. You're not necessarily having to cite. You can underline what you use to help you answer the question, but this one is just basically going to be the way that he drinks water is important to the story is. So that may help. Number 10, the passage ends with the following sentence. He had liked it better when he was bored. Explain why Johnny feels this way by using evidence from the passage. Okay, so this one is going to be like you're restating Johnny feels this way because, or Johnny liked it better when he was bored. Because. So this one is going to be a little bit tricky as well. So you just want to make sure that think about what happened in the story because he was trying to think of ways to entertain himself. How was that maybe not a good thing? And explain why he could have said, or he did say, that he liked it better whenever he was bored. Okay. So once again, 8, 9, and 10, your short answer questions, you guys are going to write it on a separate sheet of paper. You're going to label it NTI day 23 and put questions 8, 9, and 10. So because you obviously do not have enough room right here to write answers. So make sure that you do that. Your grammar today, you are just working on 2 sentences of your choice. In the grammar, you want to have all 5 done all 10 done by Friday. Your reading or your writing prompt, make sure that if you're able to, you're typing it and sending that to me, Miss Janet, or Miss Milliner via Google Docs, okay? All right, guys, I hope you all have a wonderful Wednesday. I miss you all. I love you all, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.